would always ride his bike past my house, and he would do wheelies on the curb and always try to impress me, try to get me to come outside and play with him. I can't say I noticed him a lot, but then my mom had come to me when we were 8, and she told me that Bryson's mom told her that Bryson had a crush on me.
I think one of Lindsay's favorite activities to do was torment me. She would just like promote very loudly and honestly obnoxiously that she was my girlfriend, and you know, like blow kisses and annoying stuff like that in the hallways, and it bugged me, but there was just like a little part of me that it didn't bug.
We carpooled together, and nothing's more romantic than getting picked up in the morning together with your granola bars. And I remember this one specific time where Bryson and I were sitting next to each other in the very back seat. I'm pretty sure it was just the two of us, honestly. But our legs were touching, and as a 13-year-old girl, I freaked out, and I like heard jolts in my leg, and I was crossing my legs, and I could just, the heat, the sexual tension between our knee touching was, toaster could have run on that spark. We had chemistry together, and we both were horrible at chemistry, so we cheated off each other, which was a horrible idea because we both sucked, so we both ended with probably C's. Probably because in chemistry I wouldn't pay attention, and Bryson would have SpongeBob drawing competitions with other people. So, you know, that's just one of the ways he impressed me, was his SpongeBob drawing skills. We also had math together.
I definitely like wanted to be in Lindsay's math class, and I remember doing like stuff to like, because I changed into it mid-semester. We had both dropped the normal math, and we went to college. Well, she was in college prep, and I dropped secondary math 3 and went to college prep 2.
I think we bond over how we're not book smart at all. Me and Bryson worked together at this thing called Kids Camp. And so we would go to the Salt Palace Convention Center, and we would babysit these kids.
We would leave like early morning, drive together to Salt Lake. We'd be together all day, hanging out, and watch babysitting these annoying, weird Young Living children
whose parents were visiting the Young Living convention. And we would do that from like 6 a.m. to 11 at night for 1 week out of every summer. And we did it twice, but that was like a huge bonding experience where I feel like we got time one-on-one, and we kind of got to know each other a lot better. After senior year was the summertime. That's when things got steamier. I really liked him, he really liked me, and so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna tell him that I love him. All the boys went to Hawaii on their senior trip.
We went on this long hike, and we took our hammocks up, and we were at the top of this mountain basically in Kauai. And I just got this text from Lindsay.
And I was just like, hey, like, I want you to know that I love you. Like, I really care about you.
But all it said is, I love you, or hey, I love you. Something like that. Which was not uncommon. Like, it was a little bit out of the ordinary just to receive a text that said that. But like, we said I love you all the time.
And he didn't reply for like 3 days. And you know what he said when he replied? He said, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I got. So disappointing. Bleh. What a dummy.
I didn't know what else to respond to that. And so I was like, oh, okay. That's what I responded. And I can't remember if it was later that night or later that week. I mentioned it or brought it up, and I showed like Tanner and Cade and all them. And they like all got mad at me, and they're like, you're an idiot. And I was like, then I felt like an idiot.
So I was just like, oh, like, okay, whatever, he's an idiot. I guess he doesn't really care.
I can't remember if I like texted her back or something like, or anything like that.
I remember one morning we were driving, and there was like this awkward moment where I was like, don't you think it's funny how everybody thinks like we should fall in love? And we like stared at each other for 5 seconds, and then it was over and nothing was ever said.
I went on my mission though, like definitely liking Lindsay.
A lot of people ask me, did we write on our mission? And the answer is yes, we wrote once every 8 months.
I feel like we would go through like spurts, or like we'd send some voice memos and send some emails. But like they were really quick, and then we'd go like months without saying anything.
So I wrote him maybe twice on my whole mission, but not important things. It was like, hey Bryson, hope you're doing good. I see you got fat in North Carolina, haha, loser. I hate my companion. We're doing good. England is awesome. Bye bye. See you in 8 months. It was nothing romantic, nothing important. But there was one experience where me and my companion, we were up late talking. And we were talking about boys. And I went to bed that night and I just heard a voice in my head that said, well, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna marry Bryson. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like I just rolled my eyes, thought it was my own mind. But now I look back at that moment and, well, I'm just super grateful for that moment because it just made me realize, it gave me a realization of how amazing Bryson is.
On my mission, I had just made it a goal that I didn't want to steady date anyone for a whole year after my mission. I just wanted to date around. And so when Lindsay got home, I like knew. I just like knew in my like inside that I still liked her.
So we come home at the airport. He's not at the airport, which is fine. And we all go out to lunch together. We go to Mod Pizza. I don't know if I knew he was coming, but we were all eating or whatever, and I feel someone come up behind me and like rub my shoulders, and I look up and it's Bryson. And I had extremely high expectations for Bryson. Like I wanted him to sweep me off my feet right there and make out with me. But no, you know what he did? He gave me this weird, horrible hug where he like put his arms around me but didn't touch me, and he like patted me on the back, neck area.
She overreacts about it. It was like, she was a set apart, I was like 3 weeks home, and so I felt kind of weird like hugging a set apart missionary.
So we sit down, we're eating pizza, doesn't make eye contact with me. Like he's looking around, looks at me for 5 seconds, looks around, blah, blah, blah. Super awkward weirdo. And so I tell him, I'm like, why are you being so weird? Why won't you look at me? And he like kind of giggles and he's like, I don't know, like,
There was like this side of me that was like, I really just didn't want to go back to liking Lindsay. Like, it was like, I had these feelings and I was like trying to like shove them, like submerge them.
I had these high expectations and within 5 minutes they were wrecked. I was like, there's no way I can marry this man. He's so awkward, like, ugh, whatever.
So like, let's say the month after she got home, I didn't ever see her. It felt like we didn't do anything. And I wanted to do something.
It was his birthday, and we had gone over to the church because he hid cereal with Preston in the ceiling, and we were gonna go eat it. Whatever, yucky.
So we spent some time together on my birthday, and that was great, and that was like the first time. So 2 days after that, I'm working in this house, and we're doing like baseboards, and it was like that day, like when I couldn't stop thinking about her, I decided, I was like, okay, I just gotta like tell her. I look at my phone that like later in the day, and I had a missed FaceTime call from Lindsay. And it's just like, no, I missed it. So I went home that day and I FaceTimed her.
He called me or I called him and he goes, hey, like I need to buy a car. There's this car in Salem, but if I buy it, I need someone else to drive my dad's car home. Do you want to drive with me? So it was like a 2-hour drive. So it was a long drive. So we just talked all the way there, and like 5 minutes before we get to the car place, it goes kind of quiet, and he looks at me and he goes, I want to talk to you about something. And when he said that, I knew he was gonna tell me he had feelings for me.
I confessed to her my love.
He was super nervous, which I could tell, which was fine. And he was so cute. He's like, I'm super bad about talking about my feelings, but did you know that I liked you before our missions? And I said, yeah, I had an idea. And he goes, well, I was trying to get over on the mission. I was trying to get over it, but I knew, like, when I saw you at Mod Pizza, I was not over it. And he kept saying, well, I didn't want to just come home and just have you be a friend again. Like, if there was any chance that we were going to date, I was going to try and make it happen. I struggled a little bit. I was shocked, but I wasn't shocked at the same time. And I just told him, like, yeah, I have feelings for you too, but like that horrible side hug, you were so weird to me. Like it had kind of gone out of my head.
And then we went to the arcade and it was super fun.
What made all the difference was when he dropped me off at home that night. He just said, I didn't get to say anything that I wanted to say, but what I really want you to know is that you are the most beautiful girl that I know, and I've thought that since we were 8 years old. And I want to be with you, and so if there's any chance, like, I want to make it happen. And so, there you go.
My first kiss with Lindsie. I'm sorry. My first kiss with Lindsie. Oh, I was scared out of my mind.
He kissed me on our first date. We went swing dancing with Kate and some chick. And we were at Union Station and we were super hot and sweaty, so we went outside.
We're like looking at the old trains. We actually get on one and I was just like kind of waiting for a good moment.
And I gave him like the most perfect opportunity. We were both on the train, like hanging over the railing, like face to face, and he didn't take it.
So we're sitting on the stairs of the train and she's sitting on my right. And I think we're holding hands actually. And her stupid head is on my shoulder. And so I'm not gonna be like, you know.
So then we were just sitting and I had my head on his shoulder and we were just talking, and that's when boom, ripped went like this and just laid it on me, and
it was great. For me anyways.
I honestly thought, wow, that was like kissing my brother. It was a bit weird. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to pursue this any further, but I mean, I liked Bryson and I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think the next day we hung out or we did something together and I didn't kiss her. And then the next day we went out to breakfast and I don't know. I don't know what was going through my head. I wanted to kiss her, but I don't know. And so she was the one, she told me, she's like,
well, are you gonna kiss me? And we were just in my driveway and he goes, right now? And I was like, yeah, you idiot, like, come on, kiss me. And so I kind of had to teach him a little bit, but so yeah, and then we fell in love.